listening. Enjoy the show. Come and listen to Central TV. With the best in time. Turn up to Central TV. Turn up to Central TV. Veronica the boss for Central TV. She here to give you the best.
Hello. Good afternoon. This is Central TV. My name is Veronica Grounds. I am your host for Saturday edition. Again, good afternoon, good evening, good morning, depending on your location. My name is Veronica Grounds. This is Central TV. I am your host for Saturday edition. Today, our topic is Yaka Kaluba, our former representative, was expelled by his colleagues. Was his expulsion justifiable? We have Pastor Dr. Ismail Harbor Robbins. He is against the decision of the Parliament expelling Yake. And we have Mr. Nathan S. Bilgon. Mr. Bilgon is the Director for Communication at the Ministry of Posts and Telecommunication. They're going to be my guests in studio today. They're going to be telling us, they're going to be explaining to us their own stand on the decision of the Parliament to expel their colleagues, former representative Yeke Koruba. So before we bring them in studio, we want to say share our show, like, love, and you can call on the show to make your own contribution. We want to say welcome again. This is Central TV. This is Saturday edition, and I am your host, Veronica Grams. We are going to take a 30-second musical break while we bring our guests on live.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the Central TV.
I love to do
Central TV is here. We here to inform you, listen and be inspired. Central TV is here. We the best now in time. Oh, listen and be inspired. Turn up to Central TV. Turn up to Central TV. Veronica the boss for Central TV. She here to give you the best. Come and listen everybody to Central TV. We here to give you the best. Come and listen, enjoy the show. Come and listen to Central TV with the best in time. Turn up to Central TV. Turn up to Central TV. Veronica the boss for Central TV. She here to give you the best.
Thank you for joining us. We said thank you for joining us again. This is Central TV. Today, our topic: Honorable Yaka Koluba was expelled by her colleagues. We have divided view. Other people say her expulsion was not right. It was not legal. Her expulsion was not justifiable. So we have two Liberians who have come to share with us their own view. One will be Mr. Nathan S. Biaga. Mr. Biaga is a director for communication at the Ministry of Post and Telecommunication in Liberia. And we have Pastor Dr. Ismail Harbor Rambis. He is against the whole aspect of expiring Honorable Yaka Koluba because he feels this is a country of freedom of speech. So they're both going to be coming today in studio as our guest to really explain to us their stand on the decision of the parliament. Again, if you are joining us, this is Central TV. We are an online TV, like come with news, balanced news. We don't take side, we are non-governmental, we are non-religious, and we are non-political. So thank you for joining us. Let's be patient as we try to bring our guests in studio for them to tell us their stand. We all know that a week or a few days ago, the House of Representatives expelled Honorable Yaka Koluba. According to them, I stand to be corrected because of ethic or code of conduct or going against the rule for which he was elected for. Instead of him supporting Liberia, the colleagues felt that he was going against Liberia. So for the 9 members of the House of Legislature signed that Honorable Yaka Koluba was not competent to be in the parliament. Therefore, it was time for him to go. And Yaka Koluba is expelled, even though he's fighting a case in the Supreme Court. He has his lawyer. People feel he was not treated fairly, while other people feel it was time for Yaka Koluba to go, former Representative Yaka Koluba to leave. But we have 2 panelists who will be in our studio today to tell us why the expulsion of Yaka Koluba was very important. And we have another person that will tell us why the expulsion of Yaka Koluba was against his rights, against his public freedom of speech right. So again, while we wait, we just want to tell you 1 or 2 things. Some of you may not know Honorable Yaka Koluba, the representative for district number 10, has been expelled by her colleagues. So at this time, we want to welcome Mr. Nathan S. Biaka. Mr. Nathan S. Biaka is the Director of Communication at the Ministry of Post and Telecommunication. He is here to let us know that the expulsion of Honorable Yaka Koluba was legit. It was about time. It's right. The parliament took a right decision. So we want to welcome you, Honorable Biaka. This is Central TV. We are non-political, non-governmental, non-religious, and we want to say we are happy to have you on our platform, and we will give you the opportunity to introduce yourself to our followers.
Okay. Am I okay?
You're good. You're very good.
Okay, so like you rightly said it, my name is Nathan S. Biangan, and I'm the communication director at the Ministry of Post and Telecommunication, Republic of Liberia. So it is something good to be here, and I hope and pray that we'll have a very fascinating and interesting conversation that will benefit our public.
Okay, want to thank you, Mr. Biaka. Again, we are still waiting for Honorable Isma to join us. And Mr. Isma, Dr. Isma, will be speaking in favor of Yaka Koluba. He will be speaking against the parliament. He said that the expulsion of Yaka Koluba was not right. And then Mr. Biaka had come to tell, well, he doesn't know the points, the stand that Dr. Isma is taking, but the parliament was right to expel Yaka Koluba. Is now time that it was time for Yaka Koluba to leave the parliament. So again, those of you who don't know, that Yaka Kaluba will expel the district number 10 representative, Honorable Yaka Kaluba have been expelled. District number 10 is currently without a representative in the parliament. And as we speak, according to the constitution, maybe after a month or 2 or 3, the National Election Commission will declare the position vacant. So those of you who have interest in leading the district, number 10, district number 10, Maserado County, you can start thinking about that. And you can start joining the citizen there. Well, even though Mr. Honorable Kaluba is former representative, but he's fighting. He feels that he was not treated fairly. He got a lawyer, and as we speak, he doing a tour. He on a tour, like a nationwide tour. And the tour is to kick Mr. President Bouaka, the Bouaka and the content come 2029. So according to he launched the 2029 campaign. So the last time I saw Honorable Kaluba, he was in Sando County. So he said he's going to tour. But anyway, while we wait for Mr. Eastman, we don't always want to keep our audience waiting. We want to say, Mr.
Sure.
Priaka, you are a communication person at the Ministry of Post and Telecommunication, and you were in Liberia, and all the aspects of Honorable Yaka Kaluba being expelled. You are come to tell us today that the people were right to expel Yaka Kaluba. What are some points, or where do you come from? Why do you think that the people were right? Can you share with our audience your view?
Yeah, so again, thank you. I will start by saying that Liberia as a whole, we dominantly we have two religions. That is the Christian and the Muslim. I will go to the legal aspect later on, but let me just start with our own contemporary setting. So we got a Christian and a Muslim, and none of these support Yaka attribute. None of the religions support Yaka attribute. This is a man that when you even sit in a gathering where you have kids around, when he's speaking, no decent person will want to allow their kid to sit when Mr. Kaluba is speaking. It's just the behavior aspect I'm talking about. I will get to the legal side. Maybe I wish that when I will get that very John. So you yourself, you wouldn't want to sit and allow your kid to even speak to your children, or when he giving a view, trying to express a view to the public, you wouldn't want an inch or to even sit for a minute for your kid to be around you. This is a man that doesn't even know how to express. Everything you get says, it goes on radio. Everything you get says, it goes on a live platform. Everything you get say, people take it in. You got followers. You can have never one day made a statement without insulting. There is a man that go on public platform and insult, abuse the women, abuse the old people. The man insulted the former president here. People sat and celebrated him. The man insulted the former president's wife, or George Weah's wife, Clara Marie Weah. People sat and celebrated him. He insulted the then vice president. He insulted even her own mother. Now, we still have another president right after the election, 2020 election. He supported the same Bouaka. He supported the same Jeremiah Kun. He campaigned for them. He spoke his resources in the process. Now, he's still insulting them. So it just tells you that Yaka Kaluba is not fit to even be in our society, because there's nothing he's teaching our generation. There's nothing he's teaching our generation. So how can a man like Yaka be celebrated around town? How can a man that you can even have the opportunity to go in our house? So sometimes I can say and feel bad the people that even voted for Yaka, because you make somebody a leader, somebody who has a very good and decent attribute and good moral. Now a man that can sit and insult everybody. I don't even know how that works. How you even got to vote? There are a lot of decent people in District 10. Decent people. And they go elect. But a man calls me, sorry for the expression, a man calls Yaka a man was a there's a man, even with own mother pastor, none of his police from the capital building went to speak to him. So what kind of life you get living that we who go to school, quote unquote, should celebrate a Yake Koruba? What moral lesson is Yake teaching our generation? What will Yake say 4 or 5 years from now? They say, oh yeah, I impact this person or I impacted this person. The former because I can say former because the former lawmaker Yake Koruba, because he's former now, the former lawmaker Yake Koruba, first COS that ever worked with him, they call him Fopayi multi-purpose tailor. He's from Lofa. Right now, as I speak, Fopayi works for Thomas Fala. One of the first for Lofa program. That's a real show. You can do your research. Anyways, Fopayi tailor, he was the chief of office staff for your care. That boy resigned from your care office because he said, "Man, they may not teach me anything." For him to even pay your own staff, it's difficult for them. Football had to resign because you guys didn't pay him on time.
But the thing is, Yaka is not the one that pay. I can't mean Mr. Biaka. Yaka is not the one that pay his office staff. His office staff are employee of the House of Parliament and are entitled to the pay. So I mean, why would somebody accuse him of not being paid?
Yes, I agree. But at the same time, when you have delinquency in payment of the House of Parliament money, just recently it happened to GD Bank. When GD Bank refused to pay the House of Parliament, the lawmakers and some of the finance minister, they can do some things, but they get reneged on it. So he also contributed to what the delay of Fopayi's salary. Just recently, when GD Bank delayed, I think GD Bank has some technical issues. When they delay the house money, the House of Representatives or some of the finance minister, why up to now our partner pay? Why up to now we're not receiving our gas? And then the next day, there's someone GD Bank to pay the money, and they pay the money. So why you get to raise down the flow to as well? That my office has not been paid. So we need to take necessary action. So in part of the delinquency as well. So it's just a side attraction. So
yeah, so my problem is I would differ with that one a little bit, Mr. Biaka, because the fact of the matter is the House of Representatives, any other entity in Liberia salary can be delayed. I think it should not be a pinpoint to former Representative Yake Kolu have been responsible for his staff for salary delay.
Yeah, but I also agree with you, and I also want to disagree with you. So if you have the passion for human feeling, or if you have passion for human being, you are a seated lawmaker. If not only your staff, but if you have staff within the building, Liberians are in the building that works for you people, and the salary have been delayed, you have the right to put a communication on the floor rather. You have the right to go in parliament and say, if I can obtain a second, I push that in the next 24 hours that of finance minister be an answer to the question why up to now are not taking pay. These are things when you do people will say yes, the is making some point in the house. But how many bills have you even proposed to that house that you know of? Because these days all of the parliamentary procedures is right on Facebook. What certain point have you ever watched they get made before in that house? What certain point? Except it comes from there and start to insult the speaker. Except it comes from there and start to insult the colleagues. So Yeke should not even be a factor within our society that puts against relevance. It shouldn't even be a factor. There's a man that have a thin weighted character. He doesn't even have moral. He speaks. I have to say he is not made by God. So Yeke is irrelevant.
So if you say Yeke is irrelevant, I want to even know. While waiting for the opposite president, if it's Yaka was elected 2 terms, he was having a second term in district number 10. So he was very irrelevant. Yeah. Why is it that district number 10 re-elected him?
You know the reason why district number 10 people re-elected Yeke Koluba. Yeke was a mistake to even be re-elected. It was a mistake. Yeke, the Liberian people were sincerely and honestly tired with the CDC. The Liberian people were honestly and they concluded that they are so angry and they are tired with George Weah. And Yeke was one of those who were insulting George Weah at the time and never supported George Weah politics, administration, but voted for President Weah. on the basis of the free education policy, but never campaign for President Weah like the way other people did theirs. Though I have my own engagement with other people from Nima because I'm a Nima. So the people after that time with President Weah and Yeke Koloba were one of those who were on the opposite side. You know, the man is all on the opposite. So it is on the basis of that. Only people who never used to let Yeke, they went and voted for Yeke because they don't like sedition. Just having they were on CDC ticket. But if you have somebody very good on CDC ticket at the time, because they have all this skin around like the commerce ministry, they have other things doing there, this, that. So she had to leave her job, everything, this and other stuff. So that's the reason why people went for Yeke. Now that Yeke is so relevant. You hear about they actually wanted they should attend as well. They actually wanted they should attend. And Yeke supported United Party. That was saying he spent his resources. So he was just opportune because the people were tired with this opportune, and he was Yeke didn't run no party ticket at the first. And there's a man that's not even stable. He never run no party ticket. And one key factor that led to Yeke re-election, it is the literacy rate in our country is very high. It is very, very high. That's one of the major factors that led to Yeke re-election. People left from the road districts and going for Yeke. And now I believe that Yeke had disappointed them. And now they are even embarrassed with him.
No, that English
So
is just
major
like you
factor
can call
that
it English. That English, embarrassment is an English.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
my
what
guy is
embarrassment.
embarrassing. Like I can't call it
It's an
English. But
embarrassment to the
anyway,
country.
let's go back to the expulsion from the House of Representatives. Do you think the expulsion of Yeke Koluba was really legit, and why?
Yes, it was legitimate. It was legitimate. The House of Representatives is the first branch of government. All the legislators, or the legislative branch is the first branch of government. Are they the most powerful? Yes, they are the most powerful. You can't compare the judiciary with the legislative. You don't compare the executive with the legislative. No. The legislature is the first branch of government, so you are the most powerful branch of government. So that even a serious place over there, you don't go there and joke now. People
Yeah.
make the law. They also approve the law. So, and that place has rules and regulations. That place is governed by constitution. That place is not a loose area. That place is governed by constitution. They have their own rules. This is why they say when you go in parliament, any statement you make, it is not ever. You cannot be sued for that. The state cannot prosecute you for that. Because that place is the most powerful place. You can even sit in that parliament, you even cause the entire government. Nobody will take issue with you. You can sit in that parliament and say, when anything goes wrong here today, we'll go and bring President Barack House. Nobody will take issue with you. You can stay in that parliament and say, even you do anything you want to do. Once it doesn't contravene the poll rules, they level you. Once you are in parliament, fair enough. But when you in session, try to conduct yourself. The kind of rules are governed session. The kind of rules are governed the House of Parliament. Their own rules. They accepted it. So that's the reason before even you become a representative or when you win election, before even putting in your office, you go and take oath.
Yeah.
While you're doing the oath, they give your package to you. They have a package. I've seen it before. They give you a package. The rules are governed your house. Your do and your don't.
Yeah.
They give it to you for you to go study and read it. So a Yeke will go sit there and become re-elected 2 times. Yeke got experience. Though sometimes you are like, yeah, because make it say he go to school. Yeah, but at least your common sense sometimes you provide some education for you.
Definitely.
You came from outside the country. Liberia is having crisis with Guinea. What Guinean, our neighbors, they took their almost 1,000 men to a little piece of land. Why we have land? A little piece of land. Fighting for some kind of territorial expansion. And Liberia is a post-conflict war of 14 years. You really think Liberia will go for a war again? You really think Liberia will go for a war in any country? Liberia is not prepared for that now. Liberia is not prepared for that. Then you sit there as a representative. You say, based on your survey, you carry on spoon. You live for Guinean.
Well, you can say you did not say that. Do you have evidence that you can say that?
You can say it. A recent time when you went to the Supreme Court or generally action, if I can find that video, I will also share with you. Or generally asking, Mr. Koluba, do you still stand by your statement you made in recent time? You know what I respond? He said the statement I made to RIA, I stand by it. So the general do a follow and say, can you please repeat? He said, I just told you the statement I made one time RIA on April 14th, I stand by it. The general said, what was the statement? Then he said, the statement I made, you get it, I stand by it. He couldn't repeat it.
Okay, we want to welcome, excuse me, Mr. Biaga. We want to welcome Pastor Dr. Ismail Harper Rahman. He is here and he is against the expulsion of Honorable Yaka Koluba. He said it was wrong for the parliament to expel Yaka Koluba. So he will come and give us his stand. We want to welcome you on Central TV, Doctor. And we will give the opportunity to introduce yourself to our audience, and we're going to start the ball rolling.
All right, thank you, Veronica, and thank to all the panelists, our viewers. The name remains the same. I'm Pastor Dr. Ismail Habib Rahim, and I'm joining the broadcast from the city of Luxembourg. But before I continue, I want to correct. I said to be corrected. I said the process in which Yeke was expelled,
okay,
it was unconstitutional. Okay. I'm not backing his statement, but the process.
Okay, yeah, we say in the city, we say you have issue with the process. You feel the process in which Yeke was expelled was not right?
Yes, 100%.
So you see the process, you don't have the issue if they expel him through the rightful channel, but the way in which he was expelled was not right. So you are against the process in which Yeke was expelled. In the studio, we have Mr. Nathan Biaga. Mr. Biaga is joining us from Liberia. He also said the process was due. He doesn't have issue with the process. So again, we're going to start the ball rolling because we are already going a few minutes into our time. Those of you that are joining us, this is Central TV. Today is Saturday, May 2nd. Today is a Saturday edition. I am the host, Veronica Grimes. We will take 30 seconds of our musical break to give you guys the opportunity to share the show. To those of you, those are your colleagues out there, those are your friends that you want them to watch the show with us. So again, we'll go for a musical break and we'll give you guys 30 seconds to share the show.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the Central TV.
I love
TV. Central TV is here. We here to inform you, listen and be inspired. Central TV is here. We the best now in time. Oh, listen and be inspired. Turn up to Central TV. Turn up to Central TV. Veronica the boss for Central TV. She here to give you the best. Come and listen everybody to Central TV. We here to give you the best. Come and listen.
Again, as you just joining us, this is Central TV. We have two of our powerful Liberians in the studio. We have Mr. Nathan S. Biaga. Nathan Biaga is the Director of Communication at the Ministry of Post and Telecommunication in Liberia. And we have with us Dr. Ismail Harper.
You are muted. Veronica, you are muted.
No, she's not muted. At first she wasn't.
All right.
Oh, you are still muted, ma'am. You have to unmute yourself.
Okay, again, if you are just joining us, this is Central TV. We have Dr. Ismail and Dr. Ismail Harper Robbins. He is a strong Liberian who lives abroad, and he is here to speak against a process in which former honorable representative Yaka Koluwa was expelled by his colleagues. And we also have Mr. Leta L. Biaga. He is a director of communication at the Ministry of Post and Telecommunication in Liberia. He also saying the process in which Honorable Koluwa was expelled was legit. So at this time, Mr. Biaka, you were talking when Ms. Dr. Eastman, entered the studio. So we'll give you the opportunity to continue your speech.
So, basically, what I was saying, the legislators, they govern themselves. They got their own rules that govern themselves. For every institution, there should be organogram, there should be rules, there should be email, judges, there should be do's and don'ts. So, the law says there, the Constitution of 1986, if you read Article 38, you read 39, further, it tells you that the House of Representatives can take decision when they have to tell, which is majority. And they can do that for a cause, keyword cause. So the special representative was for a cause. The statement Yeke made, it is unlawful. It undermines our national sovereignty. That's one. It undermines our national sovereignty. As a representative, you took oath to protect. You took an oath to protect your country. I was informed that the Guinean High they kept recording in the country playing it. That their own lawmaker can say that kind of thing.
Wow.
Seriously, I'm telling you so. It is very honest. So they went by law. It is by law. Plenary can take decision when you contravene the rules and regulations that govern our house. The is not the only lawmaker that have been spared from our house. No, it's the only lawmaker, and you'll not be the last person. So plenary told the decision. Did they acquire that you get due process? Yes, they acquire that you get due process. They tell me on rules and order. Collect from Bon County. They said you get a communication inviting for conference. The coin say in the communication they also told Yeke to come with lawyers, and Yeke did win with lawyers. And it is also starting up now. Yeke don't even know parliamentary proceeding. Your lawyer can only tell you what to say, but they cannot speak for you. They can give due process the coin. They lay down all the rules. They can listen to all the rules that in our meeting, when I give you the rules, you can have broke all the laws. You can have broken all the laws in your house. Or nothing. A piece of it. I've not even left one. You can touch all. So they get due process. They get stuck there with lawyer. The former chief justice was one of a lawyer. Moriah from ANC was one of their lawyer. So the lawyer wanted to speak. The person said, no, this is not good for us. This is one of our police. We are doing this thing as per what our own rules and regulations says. So you cannot speak for the man. The man is here. The man is a member of this parliament. Why you want to speak for him? We don't have any lawyer that representing the House of Representatives president. No, this is our own issue that we want to settle. So what you want to do for your client is for you to tell him what to say. That should go in line with the law.
So let me ask you. Let me ask you a question, Mr. Biako, for educational purpose. So, the parliament is making a decision to affect one person, one or 8 members. They don't have the right to get a lawyer. For example, they rule an other hearing. He didn't have the right to carry his lawyer for a lawyer to speak on his behalf.
No. The communication I was sent out to Yeke, they asked him to come along with his lawyer. The reason they asked Yeke to come with a lawyer, they put on one, or they don't want for Yeke to feel like he is vulnerable. They say in a communication or written communication, come along with your lawyers. Everything we do here, it is in law. It should be in contract, in counseling with the law.
So if Yeke is part of them. He member of the every other conversation they were having there was being recorded. So if they are all their lawyer, if they are all lawyer, Yeke's lawyer was instant, never came to the process. Why did they invite him to bring his lawyer?
No, because it is due process. It is due process. They never wanted for Yeke to say, "Oh, I was never given the opportunity to go through a due process." They served in the communication before even he went there. So the horse was being very kind to Yeke. The horse had the right to say, "You are not coming here with a lawyer. You are a member of the parliament, so you come. We'll go live." But again, in the due process, they come with people, come with lawyer if you want to. He wasn't forced to get a lawyer. They gave me the benefit of the doubt. Apparently, you'll be saying something that will go against the law. They will call you to order and say, "No, chief, say this, do this. Don't do that. Don't do that." So they got one with a lawyer. His lawyer wanted to speak. The lawyer said, "No, you cannot speak for your kid. This is the House of Parliament. We only ask the guy to bring his lawyer because we want to go through the due process for you to listen to what your client is saying. Because at the end of the day, we know that you go to court."
So, Mr. Biaga, before we go to title Richmond, before we go to title, Iceman, one question. They already ruled the law. The parliament had already set a committee, or they ruled an order committee, and they asked them to investigate the case. I don't know whether the investigation was concluded. I know the lawyers of Yeke walked out of the discussion or the conference, which of course they were not as no significant to the conference. So they walk out of the conference. Yeke walk out of the rule and order committee because they walk, quote unquote, they respected the rule and order committee. Is that what led to the decision in plenary for them to expel him? So if the decision from the rule and order committee, did the rule and order committee report in session?
The reporter in section. The reporter. In fact, they took meetings. You can only statement what it was. You send me communication, you say, as you can't my lawyer. I can't my lawyer now, you don't my lawyer to talk. But in the communication, they all told you that your lawyer should speak for in the communication. No. It didn't tell you. So the first thing, you get disrespected the horse on the horses committee on rule all about walking out. You can have a perfect opportunity to say, okay, I suggest that we'll have another hearing where I will be from my lawyer angle and come and be prepared to go to this hearing. But for now, I'm not prepared. You go first, a lot of excuses and other stuff. But you want out the people. In the end, you want out. For what reason? You must into elections. All of a sudden, you just driving the president, the president not transparent. I'll go to the election, I will win.
Okay, so
they gave the due process. They gave the due process. They were already done. To tell voter you get out of your house. To tell voter you get. How was snow? The cases are many in snow. How snow led that parliament? You know the record.
So we're going to come right back to you, Mr. We're going to come back to you, Mr. Biaga. I see Dr. Eastman really want to talk. So again, Dr. Eastman is the person that's saying the process of expelling Yeke was not the right process. So we'll give Dr. Eastman the opportunity to make his statement. Why he feels that the House of Parliament, the process in which the former representative Yeke Koluba was expelled was not a due process.
Thank you again, Veronica. You know, the first thing to this debate, I don't want to center it on Yeke explosion, but I want it to be like about the rule of law in Liberia. The first thing when I hear people quoting the Constitution, it's just a lot of time people quote the Bible verses that blesses them, but the one that speak against them to discipline them or to correct them or give them instruction, they don't quote it. So the Liberian Constitution, the Constitution of Liberia is the supreme law of the land. Only say in the same Constitution in Article 2. So any action that is taken without asking the chapter 16 of the Constitution, which is the supreme court of the law. My problem, I'm not a fan of Yeke. That's the first thing. From time to time, from former President Taylor time to today, I'm not a fan of Yeke. But we are talking about Liberia. If we want to promote the image of Liberia, we should sell Liberia on the market that so that legality exists, the rule of law exists in that country. The House of Representatives, Yeke colleague, they were so anxious, they were so curious. So the thing became like which one are political. When they have their own law. But the Constitution also tells that when the Supreme Court issue a stay order on any case, we know that the country is operating on 3 branches. But with that, the House of Representatives have their own rules.
Yeah.
But notwithstanding, when it comes to the Supreme Court, which is the last voice of the land, the Constitution gave them that power, Article 66 of the Constitution. So at the moment, the House of Representatives has the duty to stop. Now they went there and said they've never got the letter on time. That means when the court never gave the clerk of the House of Representatives never issued that letter that the Supreme Court sent, according to them that they never saw it, they suffer waiver and latches on the law. You are there, it's your function. If I come on Central TV, I'm a technician, I'm supposed to be on the show, I'm a receptionist. My duty is to submit every document I enter or on the file to give it to the executive or to the bosses. But I look at something here. You see, internal rule of the House is not above the Constitution. That's where the Liberian people getting it wrong. And no branch of government is above the authority of the Supreme Court, including the executive. Even though they have 3 different branches. That's the kind of power that the Constitution gave the Supreme Court. So by knowing a state order, the House of Representatives did 3 dangerous things. The first thing, they violated the very Constitution they want to hold Yeke back. We are talking about tracing charges here. Up to this time, do you know why Grady Addison, when you talk about tracing, it's not paramilitary responsible. Today, Defense Intelligence has never spoken. The Commander-in-Chief has never spoken. The Army Chief of Staff, the Commanding General, the Defense Minister. You are talking about Liberian sovereignty, territorial limit. Why are they not speaking? So the House of Representatives is not even in their function. The only every law that we are reading here was enacted and passed. It was a bill and enacted by the same house. So how can you be making law and come into an enactment to become law? Then you want to go against that law. So they undermine the authority of the judiciary. So if they don't want for people to interfere with their branch of government, and then the function of the Supreme Court is to defend the law of the land, the rules of law. And you can go and defend them. So you see, there were so many mistakes that they made. When they were having the explosion, when the court never sent stay order for that case, we won't be here by this time. Ibrahim was not be talking. If you look at the supremacy of the Constitution, under the Liberian Constitution, the Constitution is a supreme law of the land. And it's that same Constitution gave the power to the Supreme Court to be the chief arbiter of the land. We see this thing happening, and we sweep it under the carpet. I said, Veronica let me put it this way. You see, a lot of any justice fans will say, any justice is a good rule, but former President we are bad rule. Former President Ria is a good rule, but President Joseph Walker is a bad criminal because we want to ferretize the thing. We're not talking about Yeke. Then look at the authority of the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court of Liberia is the final arbiter of the constitutional matter. If the Supreme Court will not come in later, I won't be talking nothing.
But Dr. Ismail, let me just say something before we continue. The Supreme Court said they did not receive, the House of Representatives said they did not receive any mail from the Supreme Court. And not that they went against the Supreme Court law or the Supreme Court decision, or they try to disrespect the Supreme Court letter. But the clerk said
Another thing, the same constitution that he is quoting, it also gave a rise and clarity to the House of Representatives or different branches. You cannot interfere. You cannot interfere into your other branch function. No.
No. You can read Article 6. Later, you can read Article. No, let me tell you something. For example,
you cannot interfere. You cannot
interfere. Don't use the word that. Don't use interference to describe. We're talking about power. So why is the Supreme Court
separate function, separate distinct function, separate distinct function?
Say you are the pastor for the church. You are the pastor, Veronica. You are the pastor. Why you called to order by the deacon? You are the resident pastor of Central TV. It is why the deacons are there. It got separate function, but somebody must lead. The Supreme Court gave the Article 66 of the Liberian Constitution, gave the Supreme Court that ultimate power to interfere in
the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court
cannot
lead the House of Representatives.
No,
the Supreme Court cannot lead. Your example is far from the discussion. The Supreme Court cannot lead the House of Representatives. The House of Representatives make law that the Supreme Court follow.
If you are proceeding later, if you are
they don't lead the House of Representatives.
If they're not leading,
what's going to happen now? 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 If the very same Supreme Court is not even careful as per law, they see to tell plain that took decision on your care. They can even impeach the Chief Justice. They see Supreme Court when they are not careful.
So, okay, if they can impeach the Chief Justice, if they can impeach later, I want to ask you one question. I want to ask you one question.
I mean, Dr. Isma has it. Dr. Isma has it. I enjoyed the discussion. Anyway, if you are just joining us, this is Central TV. We are discussing the process in which former Representative Yeke Koluba was expelled from the House. I had Mr. Nathan Diago from Liberia. He is a director of Post and Telecommunication, Post and Telecommunication in Ministry of Post and Telecom. And then we have Dr. Ismail Haber with us. And he says that the process was not legit and the process was not right. So my only question, my only interjection I tried to put while Dr. Ismail explaining is that the clerk said they did not receive the communication. So we will continue. We'll get Dr. Ismail.
The first thing is the House of Representatives that gave the constitutional right to them for expulsion, and they had a majority vote. They cannot take decision. Then you come back right after the decision and say, "Oh, you put me or stay order on the process." It doesn't make no sense to me.
The idea is Nathan. If all the Supreme, the legislature had received the letter from the Supreme Court before their decision, and then they decide to overlook or not pay credence to the Supreme Court letter and make that decision, then I will differ. But if, according to the clerk, the Supreme Court did not receive, the legislature did not receive any communication, because the Supreme Court knows the process of delivering communication, and the legislature knows the process of communication. So the Supreme Court can give a paper and say stay order when they're not taking the decision.
Veronica, let me hold you. When Yeke made the statement, I was discussing with somebody, and when the process started, I was happy that Yeke is not behaving like a representative. I condemn all of his actions.
Oh yeah,
listen.
You agree with that?
I'm talking about the process. I'm not backing Yeke action. I want us to differentiate what I'm here for. I'm talking about the rule of law, and people are misinterpreting the Constitution. They're talking about interfering, not interfering. That means that I have premium facie. I have a couple delight.
Did you watch the conference that you get when you father with a lawyer? Did you watch the conference?
Let me propound. Protect me. So I can propound.
Okay, let's let the doctor propound.
So
Like that you are
listen.
protected.
So listen. Before the case, before they ruled in the House of Representatives, the letter from the Supreme Court was flying all on Facebook. I got a screenshot.
But Facebook, is that a means of receiving
Doesn't mean that
communication, Doctor?
doesn't mean that you have reached the appropriate authority. Doesn't mean that you have reached the appropriate authority. If you take a communication to the speaker's office, that's not the appropriate way to carry communication to the House. If you take a communication you carry to the chairman of rules and order, that's not the proper way. Communication is all received by the flying clerk. And the clerk is saying, let me see no communication.
He said, you not receive the communication. Your voice, voice and my voice. In investigation, the clerk is only saying that, but the messenger or the dispatcher who carried the letter has a diary that every communication that they gave to every ministry, you have to sign for it. And they say they were there. So you will see the hearing. And so now the case are left in limbo. Let me say something. You know, we shouldn't prioritize our country. What we want for Liberia to build, we to stay on the firm principle, on the rule of law. We cannot come to the white people country. What they say, we go by the law, we go by and do the wrong thing. It's wrong. If your constitution is not, if the foundation of your constitution, you know what the Article 66? It's 3 branches of government, but that Article 66 in the Constitution give the Supreme Court now saying that they never except the clerk never got the letter. So you try to tell me that the Supreme Court was right because the way they were proceeding, they were not responsible for that. Let me tell you what's supposed to happen in my own mind. The first thing, what was supposed to happen, the House of Representatives was supposed to wait. The defense intelligence or the judiciary was supposed to serve letter to go and answer question. Then the House of Representatives will allow him to go. When the defense intelligence investigate him and they start to tracing charges, then the House of Representatives were going to have a solid foundation to explore your test.
The foundation was more than even solid. The foundation, the president we just spent again, it was even solid than even foundation. It was very solid.
If the foundation was solid,
bringing
so
the horse into public. I come in. Bringing the horse into public dispute.
Which house?
It is enshrined right in their own rules. Bringing a horse into public dispute. That's why I get there.
The statement was not bringing horse to public disrepute. It was security threat to the Liberian nation. This was heavy more than what we think.
There are many reasons. That's what I'm saying. There are many reasons.
So, you know,
brother was in the public dispute before. You
let me tell you,
up there and say, on platform and say, the horse is we are the cause for your problem. In fact, all of them were very crazy. No, the Supreme Court had no right. The Supreme Court had no right to even terminate the horse's decision because the horse's own rule govern them. Constitution.
Something my brother is not talking.
Supreme Court. Let me learn.
Nothing to do. It cannot supersede the Constitution.
Let me learn.
So I was on the floor.
No. The same constitution we are discussing here. We are discussing the same constitution here.
No, you are not
presented the 1986 constitution. No.
Gentlemen, we need to understand ourselves. Okay?
That's what I'm coming.
Did you know what? So
I got one question for you. One question.
Nobody spoke for long now. Let me talk.
Yeah, can you explain?
He spoke for long.
Tell us and the audience the violation of separation of powers. The violation of separation of power. A separation of power that include the House of Representatives, the executive, and the judiciary. Then you gave me the key principles. We know. We shouldn't come to sugarcoat something. No branch of government.
The violation of separation of power is what the judicial branch is doing now to the legislators.
That's what they're doing.
The law is very clear. Yeke was asked to go for a conference by the Rules and Order Committee. And so you tell me at that moment, you know, they didn't research to see the meeting. So what due process are you talking about again? So she can't get to your and Ben out of him. That's the due process. They call you care. I come in. They call you care.
Platform. Can we go by
no,
meaning?
I said the horse cannot go to your care. The horse cannot go to your care and beg your care. They can't do that. They call your care for a platform to sit on and explain. Why do you think you should be hearing content about this? These are the reasons. They listen all of the problems that they have with your care. The rules that you have violated, they quoted to him. The video are there. The documentary are there. They quoted to him. They asked the guy to go with his lawyers. Not for your lawyer to speak for him.
So the due process, when you talk,
lawyers.
Let me ask you,
the due process, the horses interpret the due process.
Let me I'm not protected. I don't think I'm protected. Because if you are mis-explaining due process, the House of Representatives have no right over due process. When you're talking about due process, it is attached to the judiciary, the Supreme Court. So when you're talking about due process, it's there. They said no branches shall another branches, especially the judiciary.
Every institution conducted due process. Not only the judiciary, every institution. For example, if somebody within your institution allegedly stole, what you do? You call the elders. You ask questions. You investigate.
Nathan, that's not due process.
Due process.
That is not due process. The criminal justice system has process. The police.
What is due process? Yakewa giving due process. Look, the first thing you are misinterpreting the whole conversation to Yakewa process was not due process. The horse has its own rules that govern them.
That's not due process.
The horses has their own rules that govern them. There are rules and regulations in there that govern them. And they told you that you can have violated all. So in that case, they get a rules and order committee. They call Kola to investigate. Kola went there. Call for meeting. Send your communication. Can they do this? Come with your lawyer. You came with your lawyer. Explain. You say you cannot explain. Your lawyer should explain for you. What? Then you walk out of the committee. That place is a political hall. It's clear. They see judiciary branch that can interpret the law for us. They are also telling you that in the same constitution, the supreme law of the country. I'm not taking it from nowhere. From the same constitution, they say the House of Representatives or the legislature can expel 8 members for a cause to tear in Article 38 of the Constitution. So why you want to go Article 38?
That's their rules. That's their rule. For example, when Central TV executive, if we're having a Central TV having program, and they say we have planning committee chair for all steering committee. So it means that the policy, the rule and regulation in the policy of Central TV, because the subcommittee that they put into place to have its own rules to organize a program, to see Central a handbook for their employees, because the committee have certain rule. The people that are on the committee, when they go against that committee rule, so it supersedes Central TV policy. That's why the Liberian people missing a lot of people. They have their own right. They have their own rules. But when it comes to due process, now it involves another branch of government, because they are the House of Representatives make the law. Who interpret the law? Who enforce the law? So the people who are responsible, they are so responsibility to interpret the law. You will make the law. They tell you, no, we have to post it order on the case. You come for conference, and you sit there and carry on. That's why you define the process, and you watch it and see. You will see the process. You think why? Veronica, you think why Kabina Janet went to Equaco and won the CDC-led government? Was it not due process?
Yeah, it was due process.
But why he went to the Equaco? Why he went to the Supreme Court and won the case, and the government needed to gain some money? Because they never found the right trench. It was not due process. That's why you see most of the time Liberian government don't win cases against one single person because they go by the House Standing Committee rule and lead the Liberian Constitution or the penal code. So that's what I'm trying to say. And NATO is not due process.
Doctor.
Due process. That clearly
Who
shows
is muted?
that
Muted.
the scene that it says each horse can adopt
You are
its
muted.
own rules. Each horse
Oh my
Each
God.
horse can adopt its own rules.
He's not muted.
According to our constitution of our country, they say each horse can adopt its own rules. Its own rules. So why you got problem when they adopt their own rules? Why you got problem with it? They see rules that say, oh, do this. There are processes to expulsion from the House of Representatives, and they went through the referral process and other stuff.
I think
another man comes on here and then you want to disappear my house. Seriously, I look there. Distinct functions.
So I think what Dr. Ismail is saying here is the process is what he had issue with. He doesn't have issue with
the process was transparent. The process was very transparent. Now the house is telling us that they never saw any communicator came. There were no communicator they saw. So which of the communication showed that the clerk of the House of Representatives received the communication. So you see, even the Supreme Court don't even know how to send communication to the House. They don't even know the protocol. So they miss the entire mark. Now that House is a political theater. Your case is out. There is nothing that was done that is not in conformity with the law. Everything that was done over there, it was on TV. Like people saw it, the entire world saw it.
But
Yeke is not the first person to be expelled from our house.
But you can say he's going
They went through the same rules.
to court.
It's a mere bluff.
You guys
It's
is
a mere
going to
bluff.
court
The
with
court cannot do
lawyers.
nothing about it. It's a mere bluff. The court cannot do nothing about that. Nothing they can do about that. That's the House standing order. The court cannot do nothing about that. Even the Supreme Court has their own rules as well. The Supreme Court has their own rules.
Dr.
That's what made the
Ismail
House
left,
of
or
very
he's coming
powerful.
back?
Yeah, the Supreme Court has their own rules. Apparently, they want to do research. The Supreme Court has their own ruls. Seriously, yeah. You cannot you cannot interfere with another man's functions. That's what you're doing. You cannot interfere. You can't interfere with that. You cannot interfere with that. It says Supreme Court, okay, when you come out asking, so you really think that the Supreme Court even gave a property due process? Some discussing due process. They really gave property due process.
Maybe because Prophet was not
They didn't give property. Somebody who didn't call someone the chief justice or the ministry of justice. They want to get someone else. Well, yeah, they can do that. They get someone there. They want to get the power of someone the chief justice. So what I'm saying, if he's not careful, this will even lead to impeachment.
Well, Yaka still, that thing they said the case is in the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court going to look at whatever the case is, but the thing is,
it will be there for a long time. It will be there for a long time.
But Yaka has already started a campaign. He started a campaign, 2029 campaign to remove the president. He referred to the president, the vice president, and former vice president.
See the kind of thing we are discussing. You said and make a statement where you are not even going to 2028 campaign are not even declare open. Then you say you declare campaign open. When they grab the guy for that statement you made and say the government get due process again, you get some open platform you say you declare 2029 campaign open, you campaign already.
You are doing a nationwide tour.
Yeah. It's wrong. You don't do that. NEC has the authority to declare campaign officially open, but you can declare campaign officially open, and he is campaigning. You also aware that Yeke is writing the horse, the not the horse, but the energy laws. He has already done that. He has already done that. So they did a grabbing again. Maybe the J Nepal said due process. No.
And then the find out the matter, Yeke, why were you referring to a certain president and certain vice president as former?
A former president, and when they are already you see, and they are the current, he knows that. Then when Jesus has been made as a freedom of speech, I listen to how to call Madam Sally. When she ever realized that freedom of speech is very important in the country, when she ever realized that,
that one would be another. Madam Sally topic will be another topic. Will come on show it. I already got somebody.
I don't know.
Person, and we're going to come and discuss that because these are former leaders, and then the statement will have negative or positive impact on the nation. So we're going to discuss that. Oh, Dr. Eastman is not coming by. Well, again, if you are just joining us, we are going a little bit over
according to the House rules, yeah. According to the House rules, yeah, bringing the House of Representatives into dispute. Bringing the House of Representatives into the House of Representatives is the people branch of government. When one of its members use the platform of elected office to make reckless their rules, one of the members use a platform to make reckless statement, or any other reckless statement, the House can take decision on you. How many times have they got made reckless statement in the House? More on countless time. Everything you can account out of your guy is reckless. You know, Liberia is a gullible society, or we Liberians, we are so gullible to the extent we quick to have empathy and sympathy on people. We're very quick to do that. We're quick to have sympathy on people because our minds are too soft. They mess up for almost 12 years. The same behavior. You listen to Akara Great before. One time Akara said, the day you get sitting in the violate in our rules by insulting the seated president, we beat your kid. You know how that? They mess up a long time. Not today thing discussing here with your behavior in your house. It's not today thing. Okay, that leave us up. But the House's rules say you should call for right in session the speaker as the chairman rules of order. It was due process.
Mm-hmm.
Ask the rules of order a committee to investigate and come out with fast finding. They did that. They rule against communication. For God's sake, you want to tell me you can't get no friend in our house?
That's a problem.
I mean,
even in your district,
they go over 49 senator. Imagine.
And Sunday nobody had gone to even in the statement. Sunday expel him.
No one. Everybody thought we can.
In his office, from his family, you know, from his district number 10, from his family, from his office.
Nobody from district 10 will make any statement because they are
yeah.
Nobody.
So, I mean,
they see House representatives can use the same rules they have to make laws. They see House representatives can use the same rule and sign concession agreement. Why the Ministry of Justice or the judiciary can post it on the process? Why they can post it on the process when they are signing concession agreement to benefit the country?
Again, this
why
is
they can post it? They are playing.
Mr. Biaga, we want to really appreciate you a lot. I think we gotta ask Dr. Ismail to come back. You guys will have to have part 2 of the discussion. I don't know whether he was impatient. I don't know whether it's the technical issue.
No problem how to do that.
Yeah, whether it's something from his end, because this is, you know, yeah, so we're going to have part 2 of that discussion, and we're not going to surround it. Maybe it's fair that surrounding it, Yeke was limited. She was limited. He wanted a broad discussion, and we hope both of you interface. And we are going a little bit over our time. I want to say, having you in our studio is an honor for the Central TV family. We appreciate you. We give you a short notice, but you're performing above expectation. So we give you the opportunity for your party statement.
So basically, like I said, I'm a family now to the Central TV. It is our responsibility to ensure that such platform get a very big audience or a bigger audience where people will get information and get education from. This is where actually the argument started. This is where actually the debate starts. So for me, I'm very grateful for the opportunity, and I want to believe that with our consistency in ensuring that we provide the necessary information where we can argue, we debate, we make recommendations to the Liberian people on this platform, is going to help our society. And more besides, the young generation should always prioritize listening to such a conversation where they can be able to learn, what they can carry out there and implement what they have learned from here. So basically, I want to say to my own Central TV family, I'm grateful for the opportunity, and I look forward for having more or to have more such discussion that will benefit the broad and broader audience. I'm very grateful.
Thank you so much. We have our eyes are open. We happy that you can call us a family. Again, to just give you our activities for the week, Central TV, we have I'm the host for Central TV. We have our CEO, Mr. Cynthia Grams. And then we have our co-host in Liberia. Her name is Miss Vivian Court. Miss Vivian Court is the one who talk about inside Liberia. Sometimes when some things are going on in Liberia, she bring it to Central TV. She comes on Wednesday, and she decided to make her show Wednesday and Mondays now. She's just about to start by next week, Wednesday and Mondays. Then we have Mrs. Harrisina Christie, Thomas Christie Grant. She is on Thursday. The power of her. She really like inspirational speaker. She invites women and make them to know their own self-esteem and to make them to know that even though things have been rough, but they are stayed on your plan. And then we have the youth prime time. We have the youth prime time where we give the opportunity to the youth on the Fridays and all youth. So again, I mean, we're still looking for some youth that can come on the studio. Our youth are gifts. Where would you get on the platform on Friday? All the talk is maybe education, politics, social, anything professional, anything that can make them, not to make a mistake that we make. They discuss among themselves. And then Saturday is dialogue, leadership dialogue and general discussion that we're doing today. And I am the host for Saturday. So Sunday we have our man of God that be on the show. He is Reverend John Zebedee Dopa. And we call that one Spiritual Hour on Central TV. So we are happy to have you. Your contributions is very much important. You got my number, you got Central TV contact. Get on board and let's have the train going. Thank
you. Unofficially, he's part of the team. Unofficially.
That's is our media man too, and he also the host for the youth.
Yeah, my man. Yes. That we've been talking.
Officially.
So we want to say thank you. The notice was short, but your performance was above expectation. And again, Dr. Ismail, we want to say thank you for coming on the show. We appreciate you a lot, and we hope you come again to meet with Mr. Biaga. And we say thank you, and this is how we close our today edition of Central TV.
Enjoy the show. Come and listen to Central TV. With the best in time. Turn up to Central TV. Turn up to Central TV. Veronica the boss for Central TV. She here to give you